Hi everyone, and welcome to our HP Indigo Folding Cartons webcast. My name is Maya Poleg. I'm the HP Indigo Worldwide Products and Solutions Manager. Over the next few weeks, we're hosting a series of webcasts, and for you, our FC community, we have a webcast today powered to you by Dscoop. Since these days, unfortunately, you can't be here with us, we're inviting you virtually to see our labs and meet our experts right here. We're broadcasting today directly from our HP Indigo V12 R&D lab in Israel. You're all invited to take an active part today by asking your questions and posting your comments on the chat. Our experts will be available to answer your questions live. With me here now is Alon Barshani. Alon, for those who don't know you, maybe you could introduce yourself.
Hi, Maya. Good morning. My name is Alon Barshani. I'm the General Manager of the HP Indigo business.
Hi, Alon. Okay, so Alon, maybe we can start off by you giving a little bit of your perspective about the crisis and how it's impacting our customers these days.
Sure. First of all, I think a crisis to some extent is a result of an unexpected change. And what we're dealing with now is change on an unprecedented level, both health, personal, family, and obviously business. It's also an opportunity because change leads to ability to look at things differently. And the range of reactions we get from our customers is across the whole spectrum. Some of them are obviously struggling, primarily in the commercial space, as marketing activities go down, less weddings, of course, etc. While in the packaging area, labels, flexible packaging, folding cartons, we are actually seeing strong momentum driven by evolving needs. So again, interesting days, but also opportunities.
I think for me, one of the most heartwarming phenomena that we're seeing right now is actually the way that our customers and our community are pulling together and taking an active role to do what they can to help the communities and help other people out there. And I'd like to share just one example of one of our customers is doing these days, and that's Mike Dugal from the United States. So let's take a look at what Dugal are doing.
Hi, my name is Mike Dugal. I'm the CEO of Dugal Visual Solutions here in New York City, more specifically Brooklyn, New York. You're looking at the Dugal greenhouse right now, which today we're assembling face shields at. Today we're going to reach the milestone of shipping out over 500,000 face shields to our first responders. Couldn't be more proud of the team that we have coming in each day to the hottest of hot zones to help our first responders who need this equipment. And I'm proud of our whole print industry who's finding a way to do their part in this most difficult of times to help, whether they're doing packaging, labeling, things that, all these things that people take for granted that are needed in times of crisis for our food, our truck deliveries, everything that we're involved in. And I could not be more proud to be part of our industry and a manufacturer at this time when I think we're reminded that we need manufacturing in all our countries to service the needs like this when it hits. So thank you and God bless, and be safe.
Mike's a great guy. I've been to his facility, and it's amazing how he's dealing with this change. He's in the heart of it, right in New York, in Brooklyn. And I like one thing he said. I like a lot of things in what he said, but this don't take things for granted. It's part of the crisis. It's an opportunity in general to appreciate our personal lives, but also what we do as an industry for our customers. Printing sometimes is invisible. People say, printing? I thought that's dead. But actually, printing is everywhere. Packaging is everywhere. Folding cartons are everywhere. And this ability to react quickly for Mike and others, in this case, to do the right thing of producing face shields, but in general, it's an inherent characteristic of our digital community. It's very powerful.
Absolutely. You mentioned for a minute there personal lives, and so I wanted to ask you how this crisis is catching you on a personal level.
I'm relatively okay. We've gone through many crises in Israel as a country, and you go through crises in your personal life, and you obviously worry about the family, you worry about friends, you worry about the business, but I'm fortunate enough to have kids that are a little bit older and to live in a place where I can go outside and pick the clementinas from my tree, so I'm not complaining. My wife is very happy. How about you? How your family, kids, husband? How are you doing with it?
For me, it's a little bit more challenging. I have 3 kids, all under 6 years old, so the house is always very active and loud. I would say there's always someone screaming at some point in time during the day, but actually I'm trying to find a way to reconnect with my children and kind of try to enjoy whatever I can of this time, and trying to look at the glass half full.
It's a
have
good
a
approach,
positive outlook.
good approach to life.
So that's my take on it, and I think for me the most important thing here is community, and it's really, really great to see the community coming together, our own community as well, and it's a really great opportunity to hear from Dscoop, our user group, and Dscoop themselves are doing a lot these days so that we can all help each other out. So I'd like to hear a little bit from Keith, the CEO of Dscoop, with a short message from them.
Hi, this is Keith Wilmot, CEO of Dscoop. I hope this message finds you and your family and friends safe during this unusual time of crisis. At Dscoop, we're all about community and the power of a community that connects together to help each other. To help with our this global crisis, we've recently launched 2 specific initiatives that we want to make you aware of. First, recently we launched a Dscoop Hotline forum. This forum is open to all members and allows you to ask questions. If you have a need for print jobs, if you have extra capacity in your organization, you can reach into this forum and offer help to other members. If you have any personal or business questions that you need to have or want to get connected to anyone in our community, you can use this forum. You'll see on the screen the best ways to reach and access the forum, but we're really excited about the input that we've already received from our members and the impact and the connections that we're able to make through this new hotline forum. Secondly, and I'm really excited about this, we launched a full online virtual education program. This is unprecedented, and it allows all of our members to access everything that we love about Dscoop and the education that we would typically get at a live or a live event like an Edge or a local event in a virtual online platform. There's topics of business improvement. There's topics of how to manage supply chain during crisis, like we're dealing with COVID-19. There's educational topics of leadership. And as you'll see on the screen, it's very easy to connect into this education program. We run weekly webinars that'll be outlined on the website of dscoop.com. But this is a full online virtual program that mirrors what we do at Dscoop, but available to all of our members through online means. So really excited to share those 2 things with you. I hope this message finds you safe and healthy, and believe that we will come through this crisis together, and the power of Dscoop will help connect you to what's next in our industry. Take care.
It's interesting because Keith mentioned it, that in a crisis people come together. The powerful thing about Dscoop is that people have come together to help each other even in good times. And while we're a very competitive industry, there's immense value of this sharing, of this networking. And of course now it's different, and companies, people, societies are measured how they react in bad times. But we entered this crisis with a strong community and strong momentum, and this will help us exit this crisis stronger.
I agree. So Alon, I know that you're in touch with a lot of customers these days. What do you hear from them?
It's across the spectrum. First of all, since we've been working together for so many years, I personally really enjoy the fact that there are emotional bonds and interactions. And first you talk about the family, about the friends, and about the employees, but in the general human sense. Then you get into the business, and the business varies from people that had to shut down. All our customers in India today are shut down, to customers that were closed until a few weeks ago in China, and now they're open, to those that are working 24/7 because they're producing packaging for essential industries. So it's all over the spectrum. People are all focused on the health of their employees, keeping their customers successful and happy as far as possible, preserving cash, prioritizing, making some tough choices. But I sense a lot of focus, and we're going to get through this, and no panic, and it's good to see. And wherever we can help, we try to help.
So speaking of that, I wanted to ask how Indigo itself is adjusting itself to the situation, because I know that a lot of our customers are worried about our supply chain. How do we ensure that we deliver supplies to our customers?
Sure, that's obviously essential because without supplies you can't keep your operations running. Fortunately, we're defined as an essential enterprise both in Singapore and Israel, where we produce the inks. We have capacity to work 24 hours, 7 days a week. We've had to adjust production because of shifts, because of health, and obviously we adhere to all of that as top priority. But we have the capacity, we're producing, we had to change the mix. Again, there's a huge spike in demand for packaging, for special inks, for white ink. So far, so good, and I think our customers, maybe the first few days there was a little bit of worry. Today, after weeks, that everything reaches you on time. Supply chains are open all across the world, so we're fine. And our customers are fine.
Good, good. And it's actually not only our manufacturing team, our R&D teams also continue to work in full force. And I'd actually like to see a short clip from Golan, from our R&D team, to show a little more of what's going on in our labs.
Hi everyone, my name is Golan Landsberg and I'm the program manager for the V12 and LAPX technology. As you know, we are in the COVID days and we need to adopt the new working regulations, but our labs are still live and kicking, as you can see behind me. So the team here is using protection and the right distances, but still working on development and investigation.
Thank you, Golan. And actually, the lab that he's showing is actually right here where we're standing right now in the studio, the Indigo V12 Lab.
It's a fascinating lab because it is developing a new generation of Indigo technology, our sixth generation, but really a breakthrough in terms of what we've done until now, in terms of speed, number of colors, quality, etc. And we just opened this lab to the world a few weeks ago. This was like this secret place that even most of the Indigo employees couldn't come here. A few customers were involved in the developing. So across our facilities, the R&D continues to work. And again, we've moved to 3 shifts. We do the distancing that's needed, but we understand the world will be back. We want to be ready with our products, and people have very, very high motivation to stay on course and make sure we deliver everything we promised.
And what about you, Alon, what about the world of customer service and support with this new reality of social distancing? What is the impact there?
So again, you build something based on what's working today and a vision of how things could work. And support is a great case. I mean, the traditional support model is you have an operator, something doesn't work, you pick up the phone, the operator comes. It's a traditional way of working. It's been very effective. But the reality is today, with the power of the internet, with the power of artificial intelligence, everything connected to the cloud, we came up with a vision years ago of leveraging PrintOS, which is the network we've built, to enable people not only to grow their business, but to operate their presses more effectively. And we've had the infrastructure in place, and to be honest, it's a hard sell. Because as a customer, you're saying, why do I need to do things by myself? Why should I trust somebody in the phone when, you know, John or Peter can come and fix my press? Now, obviously, the reality is people can't travel. When you travel, you have to stay a little bit apart. So we're seeing a huge boom in the usage of our remote capabilities. We have an infrastructure of parts on site. We can deliver parts within hours pretty much everywhere. And people have a little bit more time sometimes. So I see more learning, more confidence. And this is something which I'm certain that once the crisis recedes, we'll still have people feeling a lot more confident, saying, you know, we can do things differently. We would have reached there eventually. It would have taken us years. And now I think in months, we're going to accelerate this change to something which is better for everybody. So I'm actually happy we can keep the presses up and running, and thrilled that we're accelerating the leverage of the new technologies.
Yeah, and I think it's quite amazing to see how everyone is really adjusting to this new reality and doing things differently, and also doing the right thing. And we heard before from Dougal. I want to hear actually another story from one of our customers, Frédéric, the CEO of FP Mercure in France, to share their story as well. So let's take a look.
Hello everybody, my name is Fred Corbeau. I'm the CEO of FP Mercure Packaging in France. With the current COVID-19 crisis, we were wondering how to support at our small level the hospitals and people working in so amazingly committed to serve and take care of the infected people. We decided to create a simple and light protective shield produced internally and offered for free to as much hospitals as possible in our region. In order to bring some fun to this unfriendly protection, we thought we could simply add colors to, let's say, color the life. As we are quite familiar with the ultra customization capacities of our Indigo press, we decided to produce these shields using the mosaic technology and obtain unique shields. We decided not to promote our action coming from our heart in order not to create any opportunistic business because of the situation. However, companies still heard about our initiative and started to contact us to buy this item. To stay aligned with the ethical approach of our initial project, we decided to offer it at cost with no margin. Since that, we received plenty of orders, but of course, we still give the top priority to the first 3,000 free units we are distributing to the caregivers. Take care of yourself and of your people around, and let's look to the future.
Thank you.
You have to love our customers, their
Really?
expertise, their flexibility, and their heart. So this is heartwarming. And again, the typical French folding carton converter deals with high-end cosmetics and a totally different set of customers. And suddenly, you know, overnight, they're able to do this. And one of the powers of community, but also of the internet, is the ability to share this. So Dscoop, as Keith said before, is a community. We used to get together once a year in the States and locally, which is a little bit more difficult now. But there are ways of overcoming that. And again, this infrastructure we've created on PrintOS, and specifically the marketplace, where ourselves and other customers are loading ideas, how to make shields, how to make masks, how to enable mosaic applications. When you have the time and the inclination, you can go and really learn a lot.
Yeah, I invite all of you to log in there and take a look at some of the ideas and files that we have there. So I want to move on to a slightly different topic and focus on the folding carton space specifically. I know that Indigo has been in this space for several years now, and it's been a journey. What's been our experience? Can you talk a little bit about that?
Sure. First of all, folding carton is one of the larger segments in printing, and it's a healthy one. It's also coming under, obviously, some pressure, but it's paper-based, unlike plastic, so it's seeing some good PR there. Let's put it that way. I look back, and when we started launching the packaging products, we were sort of debating internally what's going to be easier to penetrate with Indigo and with digital. Is it going to be folding cartons or flexible packaging? And many people, including myself, actually thought that flexible packaging is going to be the toughest segment because of the complexity of materials, et cetera, et cetera. And folding cartons, it's paper-based, which we know how to do. It's high-end color, but we know how to do photo. And the reality is, when we released the first products in 2013 and 14, it took a bit of time for us to understand the demands of this industry. This is an industry that demands perfect color, consistency, broad range of media. Some of the media, not the highest consistency media, finishing, end-to-end solutions. We've made great progress over the last few years. So today we have 100 B2 presses and quite a few A3, but the B2 are the mainstream, both the 30,000 and recently more the 12,000 with the fine-tuning for folding cartons, by far the largest fleet in the world. So we're making good progress. It's early days, like it is, by the way, for all digital. And the industry is now, I think, accepting the quality and the characteristics and starting to leverage the needs of the market around time to market, security, multiple SKUs, etc. So it's early days, but definitely the trends are positive.
Yeah, and then maybe you could talk a little bit more about these trends that are changing and these positive trends that we're seeing.
Sure. So I think we have the advantage of being in digital for decades and seeing the trends evolve in the commercial printing, etc. And we know the world is changing. You cannot treat the new consumers, the 16-year-olds and 20-year-olds, and market to them in the same way you did years ago. So marketing used to have sort of a playlist of what did you do, television and advertising and collateral, and then it moved to social media. But here is a great example of something that started with a tweet of a young teenager like you,
Almost like me.
almost like you, that suddenly created a massive, unforecasted demand for a specific color. And this is not a crisis, it's an opportunity. Because as I said
Absolutely.
before, a crisis is change and something you didn't expect. And the world today is very different than the world from 5 years ago that was predictable. This crisis will blow away, and maybe, hopefully, it'll be many years till the next crisis, but nobody can forecast the demand 2 months out, sometimes 2 days out. So here is an example of an application which is high-end, amazing brand, perfect color, unpredictable, and fulfilled by an Indigo user that could meet the demands and unpredictable demands of the end market. So this will just accelerate. Change will accelerate. This crisis doesn't change the fact that the world is unpredictable. It maybe takes us a little bit away from this comfort zone feeling, which is an illusion that everything is predictable. Nothing is predictable. Nothing is predictable.
So what do you see as the trends, the new trends that are shaping the folding carton space specifically?
So many are similar to what we've seen in commercial printing, photo printing, labels. We're a very big player. Some are specific. So for example, time to market is generic. People want things today. People want more and more personalization. People want to relate to relevant data. In packaging and in general, sustainability has become more and more important, both on how do you produce. Customers want it to be a good product, but they want the product to be produced with minimal waste, minimal warehouse, minimal distribution, but also the material set has to be as robust as possible in terms of the environment. And actually folding cartons in this case has a very good story today. So for our converters, I think it's a good place to be.
I think very interesting to hear actually a customer perspective about this, to hear and maybe hear from a player that's actually started going through this change and see what they have to say. So I want to hear the story from Peter from Carton Bolaget. Let's see what Peter has to say. Let's take a look.
Let me just introduce myself. I'm Peter Haugard. I've been working with the company for 7 years. And 3 or 4 years ago, we decided to buy HP 30,000 from you guys in Israel. And it has meant a lot. It has been super positive for Carton Bolaget to buy this machine. Carton Bolaget is a company that's actually last year celebrated its 75th anniversary. And we did it closing a record year. We had more customers than ever before. We had higher volumes, and we had even also shorter print runs, which in total made 2019 a record year for Carton Bolaget. We used to have only one print machine, and that was a Heidelberg. And then we always, as always, we tried to find the big customers with the big volumes. But we saw the demand changing maybe 3-4 years ago, where we could see that the customers, despite the fact that they wanted the same product, but they wanted to pack it in different versions, in different personalizations, in different seasons. And we saw this demand, but we couldn't really accommodate it because we had the traditional offset printer being the Heidelberg. So when we decided to buy the machine, we immediately realized that now we can cater for the needs of both our existing customers as well as the new customers. And it has been a tremendous journey together with our customers. We have increased the customer base from approximately 300 to right now we have 640 customers that are active on a regular basis. We are running approximately between 80 and 90 million different 80 to 90 million boxes per year, but they have been split into much more frequently and much more changing print runs, all in line with what the customers have wanted, which has been fantastic. We can also run extremely short print runs when we in the sales department go out to meet our customers. They ask us, so with the new HP 30,000, what is the shortest print run you can do? And the answer we always keep telling them is 1. We can do 1. We are seeing a almost 20% increase in our sales. I hope that we together can come through this. And as a tribute to the Israeli organization, as a tribute to the hard work that I know that Alon is doing right now, I would like to, maybe inspire you all. So in order to do this, I'm going to put on the special clothing thing, which I always associate with Alon. And by doing this is Kartonbolaget's hoodie. And by saying that, all the best to all of you, especially to you, Alon. Keep on fighting, be good, and good luck for the future. Have a good day. Bye.
Okay, wow.
Alon, he knows you well.
Wow. Yes, he knows me. Now I feel semi-naked. I don't have
Without
my
the hoodie, yeah.
I don't have my hoodie, but it is a tradition, and traditions have to be kept. I think he described exactly what we're seeing in the market in terms of the trend. The fact that you're going to have a lot more customers. You have to serve suddenly 600 customers. You have to do a lot more jobs. It's not just about the printing engine. He also mentioned some conventional equipment he has, which we believe is going to be an important part of the industry going forward. But frankly, adding an Indigo to your offset capacity will make your offset a lot more productive, will increase the number of customers, and will make your business more successful and a lot more flexible. And we're seeing it these days very, very well. And the fact that Indigo has defined folding cartons as a target segment, and we're coming now with a range of broader solutions, both in terms of the presses, the quality, the format, the color, the end-to-end solutions, I think just shows how excited we are about the opportunity in this space.
Excellent. So Alon, I have just one last question for you. I know you've been through crisis situations in the past, and I wanted to share a little bit about maybe your own personal perspective about times to come.
Yeah. So obviously this is a different crisis in the sense that the trigger, at least the trigger that today we define as a trigger, is the COVID and the virus, etc. I honestly was expecting some kind of a pretty big recession independently because of just the cycle of crises. It's been a while since it happened, but eventually we'll get beyond this. For me, crisis is opportunity and change, and to survive the crisis, you don't have to be the biggest. You have to be the most flexible, and you have to be agile, and you have to be able to deal short term with sometimes making tough decisions and deciding what you don't do, but you have to have a vision of where you want to be. And the crisis of 2009 was scary. It happened a little bit slower than what we have now, but commercial printing really dropped, and we were just entering label, and people were sort of laughing. Why would I invest in a digital label press which just started, etc.? And I think generically and specifically for folding cartons, we're at the same situation. People will look back in 10 years and say that the crisis of 2020 and COVID was the beginning of the acceleration of the growth of the folding carton digital industry. And those customers that will plant the seed now and accelerate their investments in digital and understand the workflow and anticipate trends, tweets, crises are the ones that will be thriving. And I think those that will sit and think that the world is just going to go back to where it was, and after the crisis, I can stay the course, I think that's a massive mistake. And I really would encourage everybody to think, what am I going to be doing differently in 2 months or 4 months or 6 months when this storm blows away, as it inevitably will.
Thank you, Alon. I want to thank you for taking the time to be with us today, and thank you for
Maya.
your insights. And with that, I'd like to move on to our next topic.
Thank you very much.
So I want to move on to discuss our new folding carton portfolio. With us here today are Yogev Barak and Eli Machal. Guys, why don't you introduce yourselves?
Hi, Maya. I'm Yogev Barak. I run the Indigo product team. Been doing it for more than 12 years now, and quite exciting time.
Hi, Maya, and how to you at home or office. My name is Eli Machal. I'm head of labels and packaging, product management here at HP Indigo.
Great. So Eli, why don't we start out by talking a little bit about the verticals that our folding cartons customers are targeting?
Absolutely. So our customers actually are targeting high value, mostly short runs in the area of pharma and cosmetics. And as you can imagine, and we can see some of the statistic here on the world, and as you can imagine, the brands in those areas are extremely particular about both quality and also time to market.
Great. So I think best to hear from one of our customers on this topic, one of our Indigo 30,000 customers, and that's Mr. Yu from Shinwoo in Korea. Let's take a look at what Mr. Yu has to say.
Hello, my name is Youngpa Yu. I'm a Shinwoo's manager of sales and manufacture. We are making paper package for cosmetic, food, and electronic goods since 1983. 70% of our products are cosmetic package, including folding cartons and rigid box. Korea cosmetic market is growing very fast for the last 5 years. And many brand owners and agencies come into this market. These new customers want to many SKU because of differentiation with their competitors. Low productivity by short jobs comes with poor capability, especially Korean market demands very high quality control. It requires us just-in-time production of small quantity batch production with conventional press, and it costs lower profit. This is why we go with Indigo 30,000 inevitably despite of a high risk. We first introduced Indigo 30,000, we propose to our customer easier and faster developing package process. They can get wanted color on wanted paper faster and easier than before. So they can get printing on demanding under fast changing market. Short run jobs with Indigo, long run jobs with offset print. We can provide cheaper and faster product supply chain to our customer than our competitors. For 1 year, we introduced Indigo 30,000 to Korean market. It has enhanced 30% of productivity of 4 lines of offset print. It has cut return rate by 10% compared with the year before. It has increased the rate of in-time delivery by 99%. In the makeup market, smaller and more sensitive products, we can supply lip and eye products with a smaller loss, especially. Now we focus on the other market. It is security with variable data. We developed paper tray and bottles holder, which can replace plastics. So our brand owner can put security QR or variable data in their package. They can prevent fake products effectively with the environmentally friendly package. More further, we want to set up global supplier with our highly trained skills. We can provide better products to our more customers faster than others. Thank you for listening.
Thank you.
Have a great day.
Thank you, Mr. Yu. So Yogev, I know we recently introduced a new folding carton portfolio. Can you explain a little bit more about the portfolio to us?
Yeah, so we actually revamped quite significantly our label portfolio. We're introducing 3 new presses that are relevant for those who are interested in digital folding carton manufacturing. It actually starts with our entry-level Indigo 15K. We also have even a smaller format A3 press called Indigo 7K. Both of them are kind of those who want to start off with a relatively modest investment and work up from there. Our flagship press for the Indigo, our flagship press for the folding carton market is the Indigo 35K. We'll be covering a lot of it later today. And we're bringing also to the market for this time a B1 Indigo press called the HP Indigo 90K. And we'll talk about it later on.
Great. So you mentioned Yogev, the Indigo 35K, our flagship folding carton press. I'd like to see a short video, a demo of that with our product managers in the lab. So let's take a look at what they have.
In this model, we're introducing 40% increase in productivity with unparalleled confidence in color.
Design optimize our thick media support with the 7 tornadoes. In addition, the synthetic support with air nozzles that are supporting in these areas. We enforced our nip rollers as part of our improvement for reliability and robustness. In the new ILP, we added new wheels in order to prevent the lifting of the leading edge of the media. We have also designed a dummy cassette to improve our capabilities to run paperboard.
These changes are part of a wider paper path optimization. We've changed almost every part of the paper path, adding rollers, shafts, belts, electronics, sensor, and much more, all designed to optimize and streamline paper printing.
Exciting. So Eli, Mr. Yu mentioned in his clip the importance of color for folding carton, and I saw now in the demo that one of the highlights of the Indigo 35K is actually the Spot Master. Can you explain a little bit more about what that is?
Sure. So the Indigo color system already allow you to reach color very fast and keep it. And what we want to do now with the Spot Master is make it even better. So we will allow a Spot Master to reach color even faster in up to 3 or 4 minutes, and also make the color consistency more accurate in the range of 1 delta E. So every package from the first to the last will look the same.
Excellent. And I think actually much easier to understand this concept and how it works by seeing a demonstration from our product manager, our color product manager, Aviram. So let's take a look at the demo with Aviram.
My name is Aviram. I'm the Color Solution Product Manager, and we're going to show you the next generation of Indigo's color automation. We call it Spot Master, and it's the industry's fastest time to color. Now, matching color fast is critical for short-run productivity, and with HP Indigo Spot Master, you will be able to reach the color you want in 0 time. Keep it consistent from the first label to the last, and all with minimal waste. Spot Master is going to be available for all the labels and packaging platforms, starting with the 25K and 35K. The goal of this demo is simply show you how it works. But before we start, I will need your help. I would like you to pick randomly 3 colors from the point of sale behind me. Is that good? Okay, great. What about this one? Is that okay? Great. And another one? Okay. Now, I just want you to know that these colors are actually Pantone chips, not printed on HP Indigo presses. By the way, this is Vladi. Now, while we are talking, our dear Vladi is going to measure each one of those Pantones and get their LAB values into the system. Now, as you can see, each Pantone gets its own LAB values. Of course, we can get those values directly and automatically from the DFE. Now, what's going to happen right now is that Vlad is going to start the wizard, so please time us. To make it easier, let's wait to see how it actually works. The inline spectrophotometer goes back and forth, scanning each one of the patches. It could take us 2 to 3 iterations. Notice that this is very fast and happens all on the press using the inline spectrophotometer. Once done, the press is automatically printing a proof with the updated values. Let's see what we actually got. Now, what I will need is you to come and approve the colors. What do you think about Pantone 1, 2, 3? Great. Amazing accuracy. Now let's look at the actual measurements. Close to perfect match. So to capsulate what we just saw, we have perfect accuracy in less than 3 meters of waste, less than 5 minutes, and only 3 iterations.
So I actually have just a question here, because Aviram showed Spot Master on a roll-fed press. Does it work the same way on the Indigo 35K, which is a sheet-fed press?
Well, it's actually even better, because on the sheet fed, you actually can do the color measurements while you're printing, so you're actually saving waste, saving time. and doing it much more efficiently. And this will be part of the Indigo 35K. We'll have the capability basically to measure the color as we print. We call it parallel spectrophotometer because it's using a spectrophotometer that's located above the proof tray, and it can actually measure color while the press is printing.
Excellent, great news. So I want to move on and talk about a different topic, which is print quality, which is also obviously very, very important for our folding carton customers. Yogev, what's the news here?
Yeah, so we've made significant changes, improvement in the Indigo 35K with everything related to print quality. You heard the color part. There's also a lot of work done behind, under the hood of the press to improve smoothness and color consistency. But we also are introducing the HD writings head into the Indigo 35K. We're bringing it from our Indigo 12,000, and it basically doubles up the resolution of the writing head of our digital press.
So actually, to hear more about this high-definition writing head and some of these new quality capabilities, I'd like to hear more from Tal Frank, our screening expert in our R&D team. So let's see what Tal has to say.
Hello, my name is Tal Frank, and I'm leading the half-toning and screening team in HP Indigo. So in 2016, we introduced for the first time a new writing head, the HD, which enabled us to go up in the LPI from 175 to 220 and even to 250. And that actually increased dramatically our print quality in respect to smoothness and sharpness. Okay, so the HDFM, it's a new screen set which is available on the HD press. So in this screen set, we actually distribute the dots in a random pseudo way, and the building blocks are very, very small drops, and this actually gives you the ability to render a very detailed image with great accuracy and very good sharpness. Currently, the HDFM solution comes in 6 colors, CMYK and light cyan, light magenta, and in 2021, we are going to release a 4-color version of the screen set. Fine line rip is a new ripping technology which is also available on the HD press. With the fine line rip, we can actually render fine elements and microtext with great accuracy. The fine line rip is an enabler to new segments like high-end security applications.
Thanks, Tal. So Yogev, where do you see this new level of quality most relevant in the folding carton market?
So super important for folding cartons. First of all, as Tal said, it enables the smooth tints and transitions for cosmetic customers where color is everything. This is super important. It also enables to do super tiny 1 point and even below text, which is first of all for Asian fonts, that's super important, but also for security application where the fonts, the size of the font is really important.
So you mentioned security applications. I think Tal mentioned it in his video as well, and obviously that's becoming an increasingly important topic for our customers. So I want to hear a little bit more about our security offering from our product manager, Liron, and let's hear a little bit more about that.
Well, today, almost every industry is getting affected by counterfeiting. No brand is immune, and no product is immune. In fact, it's becoming a real threat for global business and trade. This is why industries and regulators have already started to really fight back. And the counterfeiters, they're getting bolder. They already learn how to outsmart the legacy measures such as holograms or the simple QR codes. We now know that it's not enough to have 1 or 2 of these legacy traditional security features. You must have more. Brands also understand that in order to have a robust and effective protection, it must be multi-layered protection. A combination of different features across inks, substrates, security elements and designs, and tracking marks and codes, all, by the way, corresponding to one another on the same label or package. For example, on this label alone, there are more than 10 different security features, all printed on the same press, the 6K right behind me, in one single pass. Again, all corresponding to one another. So what do we have here? The HP Indigo crisp, sharp print quality enables us to print microtext as small as 0.5 points. In addition, we have invisible yellow and invisible inks that enables us to do covert serialization.
But the real beauty is the combination of the invisible variable features that creates never-seen-before brand protection that could only be printed on HP Indigo technology.
And moreover, everything that you saw here was printed again on the same press in one single pass. And what do we have in store for you for 2020 and beyond? First of all, we're launching new partnership with AGFA, offer our customers to create new capabilities of designing tools for security elements, combination with variable data, something that you definitely never seen before. In addition, we have 3 new security inks, the invisible red, the invisible green, and 1 color shifting ink that changes its color just for consumer level authentication. These are all coming for 2020 and beyond.
Great news here. But actually, a lot of what Liron showed was in the labels market. Maybe, Eli, you could share with us an example from security from the folding carton market?
Absolutely. So the area of folding carton and brand protection is very important, and especially for our customers that are dealing with high-value products such as cosmetics and pharma. So what we can allow here, if the camera can come closer, so we can see variable QR. We can see here also static images. And trust me, there are also other features such as microtext embedded here. All together, they are interlinked. So we can really allow a multi-layer brand protection on one package with one pass.
Excellent. And actually, you know, the 30,000 already was the most versatile digital press with a really wide range of media types, from paperboards to synthetics. It has a lot of specialty inks. What does the 35K have to offer here? Maybe you could show us some examples, Eli.
Yeah, absolutely. So as we hear from some of our customers, there is a growing demand for more applications. So let's see what else we've got. So this is actually quite a lucrative rigid boxes, and you'll find them in many areas, especially also in electronics. And in order to print such a box, we have lowered the caliper of the Indigo 35K down to 150 micron, so we can print very thin paper that will be later on laminated to this rigid box. Another nice example is this one. So the Indigo 35K is tightly integrated with the Treasure iCode system, together allowing an accurate registration of down to 200 micron. So you can get this type of spot varnish capability on cosmetics boxes. Yeah, I think you can see how nice it really shines. Okay. Another important aspect in which we have a great edge already, but we are creating it even better, is the ability to print white using the HP Indigo 35K, and now we are introducing a higher opacity white for folding cartons.
Great, so indeed there's a lot of capabilities here. Yogev, maybe you can summarize for us the 35K?
Yeah, so just to sum up kind of all of it together. So first of all, Spotmaster for reaching and maintaining color in the best way. Also, we have the HD imaging for higher image quality, a lot of under-the-hood improvements in reliability and uptime, productivity as well. The new iCode for Eli showed the accurate registration of embellished features. And of course, most of these features will also be backwards compatible for customers who already have today the Indigo 30K via what we call a value pack.
Right, so also a value pack for the 30,000, that's excellent. With that, I want to move on to our next topic. So we talked a lot about the B2 platform, and obviously we invested a lot there, but I think everyone really wants to hear about the new B1 press we're launching. Eli, can you talk a bit about that?
Absolutely. So we are absolutely convinced from our customers that the B2 format is the right format for expensive, small boxes in the area of pharma and cosmetics. But as you want to approach bigger boxes and longer run, then we get some requests for a larger B1 format. And now we are coming up with a product that allows to move from a roll to a B1 plus format digitally with all the capabilities of Indigo, including an HD option.
So I actually think best would be to see a demo here again. Let's see the demo with our product manager in the lab, David. Let's hear from David.
Hi, my name is David. I'm proud to introduce to you this Indigo 90K digital press. This press delivers the Indigo quality and efficiency on a roll-fed machine with a B1, oversized actually, B1 sheet fed. This press targeted a variety of applications. The first one that I would like to show you is a folding carton. Over here we can see a high efficient in position represent 33% higher product comparing to a B2 sheet size. Again, for a folding carton, a very large box printed on a B1 sheet size. Let's see how we are doing it. This is an unwinder, 30-inch wide web, 762 millimeter wide, a heavy-duty and robust design, 1.4 meter diameter, 1.3 ton. This is the priming unit. It's a treasure closed chamber flexo coating, which gives us the flexibility to run almost any substrate we like. So I want to show you the print engine. Let's open the door. Let's see what's behind. So as you can see, this is the Indigo LEP technology. 7-color ink stations, high-definition laser head, the high quality of Indigo. With this station, we see our partner, Prati, an Italian company that delivers our converted solution for this line. We can see the configuration of inline with a buffer and an offline with an unwinder. With this station, we see the coater, which is a UV and water-based selective semi-rotary. In this station, we can see a highly accurate sheeter with a 150 micron accuracy. On the right side, a high-pitch stacker. And in general, Prati is a very modular solution that can deliver different type of units.
Excellent. I think maybe we want to see some samples of what this B1 format looks like.
Let me take one. I'll take the second one.
So we can see both examples for the imposition advantages and larger cartons.
Excellent.
And the B1 plus format.
Excellent. Almost bigger than you guys.
Yep.
So just one more question, Eli. What about the timeline for this? When is the press going to be released?
So we are already piloting the B1 Plus format together with the coater and sheeter that you just saw, and we will move into a beta stage this summer toward launch at early 21.
Excellent. Good. So Yogev, I think there's a lot of information here to process, a lot of presses in our portfolio. Maybe you can summarize for us?
Yep, so we talked about basically two main solutions, which is the Indigo 35K, which is the B2 format, the new press for the folding carton converters. We talked about the 90K, the B1 format. We didn't cover a lot, but also a very, very capable entry-level solution in the image of the Indigo 15K for starting off a folding carton business. We did not have time to cover, but also super important from our friends in Kama, who actually help us with the converting solutions for digital, very short run digital prints. So basically a full end-to-end solution for those who want to move into digital carton making.
Excellent. Thank you, Yogev, and that unfortunately brings the show today to a close because we want to wrap up. So I want to thank you, Eli and Yogev, both for being with us today.
Thank you,
and I want to thank you, everyone at home, for taking the time to watch us. We talked a little bit about what's going on in the market today. We covered our folding carton portfolio and the latest innovation. We really invite you to keep asking your questions at hpindigolive@hp.com or reach out to your sales rep. We want to thank you for taking the time to watch us. Please stay safe, stay healthy, and we hope to see you again soon.